but we're going to wrap.
Money in the bank.
Rates are good. Pretty exciting.
You know why? Why?
Free money. You understand what I'm saying?
There's Kelvin staring at his computer. This is the Money Talk segment of the program.
I'm trying to get ready. I'm doing some show prep.
Doing some show prep right during the show. That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
All right.
Always on top of it.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for staying with us. This is the Money Talk segment of the big show.
Good guess.
Yes, very good guess.
Good guess. So, Peaceful Life Organizing is who we had on the first three segments. So, if you didn't get a chance to listen to that, go back, listen to it on Spotify or wherever you listen to our stuff. So, because we didn't hit a lot on the real estate market early in the show, can we just spend a minute talking about it? I saw some stats this morning as I was preparing like 4 minutes ago. They're talking about existing home or listings are down 22% year over year. They're just a lot of negative news, but yet, and is it just regarding the listings that you're seeing it's low inventory? Is that the messaging, or what are you seeing on the real estate side? Give us an update real quick so people hear it.
It's funny, I had a text message actually on Thursday from a past client who referred to a article or a news piece they saw on Fox News. It was talking about how the market is prices are down across the country by more than they've been down in 100 years or something.
Whatever the statistic
drama was, whatever it was. He said, "Is this true? And is Minnesota in line with this?" And I went and looked, and I was reminded with what Junior says all the time. Real estate is like politics. It is so hyper local. So I just went on our Info Sparks deal where we get our statistics from. I was looking at, and I was just picking different segments of the city, different price ranges and whatnot to see what was going on in the city in the last 12 months. And it's shocking. There are some areas that are significantly up, and there's some areas that are significantly down. There's some price ranges that are significantly up and others are flat. And when you look at this, when they massage it all together like they tend to do for the national news, which you shouldn't be watching anyhow, they homogenize it to the point where they're taking into account some very depressed areas where it's rapidly, big swings take place quickly and at the front end of any kind of a turn. And then they broadcast that out because, if it bleeds, it leads. In our market, in the 7-county metropolitan area, market as a total, we were up 5.6%.
You're up
5.6% from April of last year to April of this year.
In inventory?
No, in sale price.
Sale price.
In sale price. Average
sale
sale
what about
price.
Inventory?
Inventory is up too.
Oh, it is. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what they're saying is lower, and
we're about 1,000 homes more today than we had a year ago.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just.
But the new listings coming on is less.
Well, how could that be?
There are new listings. Our new listings are down.
The new listings that are coming, but the inventory is growing.
Mm-hmm.
How? I'm
slowly
by what
growing.
Because the market times are extending.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you have average market times of 12 days and now they're 45, but then you'll have inventory increase.
And that's a function of price point.
That's market activity.
Mm-hmm.
So market activity is off. Sales are off. New inventory is lower, and inventory is growing.
Right.
So at a slow pace, though, not enough to soak up the demand. There's still a lot of demand.
Tons
so you
of
have
demand,
a lot of demand,
right?
And you have higher inventory, but it's still not high inventory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
then why is it?
One stat, Kelvin, I like to look at is I look at the ratio between the pending sales and the homes that are on the market.
Okay.
A year ago, that number was 181, 1.81%, 181%. So there were more pending sales than there were homes on the market. Okay.
Okay.
That now is like 86%. So the number of homes on the market has increased and the number of pending sales has decreased. So you're getting that down. A balanced would be, of course, be 100%. So you have just as many homes rolling off as you've got rolling on.
Okay.
Well, we're upside down on that right now, where we've got more homes rolling on than we've got rolling off. And it's a function of interest rates in a lot of cases.
So help me understand when you're saying they're staying on for 45 days, that's the average length of a listing right now. Why is it then on the real estate community on the listings, you're getting multiples? Buyers, we're putting pre-approval letters out all the time for buyers. We're into multiples all the time. So why is it that we're all getting into multiples, but it's been on the market for 45 days? I would think it'd be like the market the last couple of years where it's like it comes on, multiples off. So what's the, do you understand what I'm asking?
There's a combination of that.
Okay.
So, if you pick any suburb and you look at a certain price point, then things are going to be moving a lot quicker depending on the type of property. We're talking a lot over the last, few months how there's been a shift in elective purchases versus need-based purchases. And so there's been kind of a flip-flop of maybe 80% of the business that you're doing over the course of 2020, 2021, 22, first part of, that are, I'm going to move because I can. I'm going to move. I've been wanting to have a 3-car garage, so I'm just going to move because that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Interest rates support it for me and my family and the pricing.
Yep.
Now that's kind of flipped around where we're not seeing a lot of those want-based moves, elective moves.
Okay.
We're seeing far more need-based moves where it's somebody relocating in or out, deaths, divorces, things like that, where people have to move in a certain price point. So a guy like me, 43 or almost 44 years old, 3 kids, raising my family in my home, if I wanted something different and interest rates supported and everything was equal and everything was great, looking good from a financial standpoint, I would move just because I wanted to move, wanted something different. I'm not going to move. I don't have a need to move. So some folks do have a need to move, and that is, I'm getting a lot of calls right now from clients that maybe thought about moving a couple of years ago, didn't take advantage of it, but they still need to move because their lease is expiring, and they're going to be first-time home buyers now, or they had an issue in the past when we had foreclosure issues, divorce, bankruptcy, all that's weeded out now. Now they have a new need-based move. It's a housing need, and they're making a decision, am I going to go rent somewhere, which is also high, or am I going to buy? There's a need for housing in that situation. But folks like me, and senior for that case, living in your home, there's a period of time that you get to where you're going to be in this house for probably 15 years.
Right.
And some of those people in that 15-year span will move laterally or move up to a different property because of the environment that the market's in. Well, we're not in that environment that we were in 2020, 21, 19, even 18, where interest rates are very favorable. You can move because you want to, as opposed to moving because you have to. So that's where we're seeing this, folks relocating into a new area, coming in and saying, oh, geez, 500, 600,000, there's not a lot available in XYZ suburb.
Right.
So when it does come on the market and it's a super cute house, it's going to get a lot of activity. And I'm seeing a ton of very nice houses in Bloomington, Richfield, South Minneapolis, St. Paul that are in the $250,000 to $350,000 price point that are adorable. They've been improved. They're in great shape, mechanically sound, new windows, things like that. And they're selling in multiple offers, 15, 16 offers. And we're selling 10% over asking price in some of these cases, or more.
Such a weird market, isn't it?
It's a very weird market.
Interesting. Let's touch on the mortgage market right now. This last week, we saw rates increase a little bit. I'm just on Google, if Google mortgage rates, right?
Okay.
So you can put in the state you're in, credit score range, and they're at 7.25% 30-year fixed money. Right now, we're running about 6.99, so we're always about a quarter point under where it's at. But you're high sixes for sure right now on 30-year fixed money. And that's without paying points, without any of that weird stuff. So high sixes again. We were mid sixes. We moved up a little bit, and we really believe we're going to start to see a trend down come May 10th. And so we'll see if that occurs. And one of the things we talked about at coffee this morning was just like creative financial solutions, right? So how do you creatively make things attractive for people to buy? So one of the things we were talking about this morning, I just did the numbers. It's on a really nice property you have in Eden Prairie, 1.1 million. Looking at, okay, if the people put down 10% or more, you can get 6% seller contribution. How does that all play out? Well, we can get down then to about a 4.99 rate, and we could do that for a 30-year fixed term. So there's creative financial solutions that we have that we can go, okay, how do we do this? Do we do it temporary? Do we do it full? how do we play it? So I would just encourage people as you're in this market going, gosh, I just don't know for sure what makes most sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a time where experience is important, creative solutions is important, figuring out ways to get it done. You guys always give me a bad time, like can't say no, and I
Right.
love that. So we always try to find creative solutions to solve problems, and I think that's the fun of our business, right? You guys like it on your end. You've been super helpful on a probate deal that we're doing in trust, and I don't even understand all of it, but man, if you're dealing with trust or probate, you got to talk to you on that stuff because you make it simple, super complicated, so it's really fun to have that relationship and understand. But rates, high sixes, think high sixes, but they're coming down, and let's have a conversation so we know how do we get to a palatable payment for now. Right. And I'll tell you, the rental market isn't any better.
No,
Rents
it sure
are up,
isn't.
and you're looking at what's the difference between me renting something nice and buying.
Mm-hmm.
We're the same. So let's
Yeah.
have a conversation before you jump into that
And pay your
lease.
own mortgage rather than somebody else's.
Yeah.
Good
So-
call. We'll give Calvin a call anytime. 651-231-2500, 651-231-2500 to talk with our mortgage guy, Kelvin Kaemingk. That's it for this week. Real Estate Chalk Talk. Log on to hittnergroup.com, HITTNER group.com. See you next week.
You've been listening to your Real Estate Chalk Talk.